Hello, I'm Lara Kulcharsan, and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. North Korean hackers have successfully cashed out a huge chunk of the $1.5 billion stolen in a record-breaking crypto heist. The suspected hackers are from the Lazarus Group, allegedly run by the government of North Korea. It's estimated they have already accumulated at least $300 million in cash. This hack happened just 2 weeks ago when the criminals targeted the crypto exchange ByBit. Since then, it's been a game of cat and mouse, with experts trying to track and block the hackers from turning their stolen crypto into real cash. According to experts, the process is complicated and requires coordinated efforts. The Lazarus Group is believed to be working around the clock to cover their tracks. Their sophisticated methods not only enable them to steal vast sums, but also to effectively launder these assets, making detection and recovery challenging. It's thought the stolen funds are channeled into North Korea's military projects. The Lazarus Group is known to have been behind some of the biggest cryptocurrency heists in recent history. Here are some facts about them.
Unlike ordinary hackers looking for quick cash, Lazarus is a state-sponsored cyber army. Every dollar they steal directly supports North Korea's nuclear program, government expenses, and spy operations. They use fake identities, pose as IT professionals, and often enjoy a more comfortable lifestyle than they would back home. Still, they remain closely tied to the North Korean regime, no matter where they live. Even though some reside abroad, these hackers operate under tight control. They are known to work grueling 16-hour shifts managed by military-style supervisors who closely watch their performance. Missing a target can lead to harsh punishments. In 2014, Lazarus went after Sony Pictures to retaliate for the interview, a comedy that portrayed the assassination of Kim Jong-un.
Sony Pictures Entertainment is reeling from what may be the biggest and most devastating computer hacking in Hollywood's history.
They stole emails, personal data, and unreleased films, then wiped countless computers. Their actions forced Sony to pull the movie from theaters. Back in 2016, Lazarus hacked the Bangladesh Central Bank and almost moved $1 billion through the SWIFT banking system. However, one spelling error in a transfer request raised alarm bells, cutting their hold to $81 million. Still enormous, but far less than the billion they aimed for. One of their most effective tricks is impersonating recruiters in fields like blockchain, finance, or cybersecurity. They send out job offers laced with malware. If someone downloads the file, Lazarus gains access to both personal and corporate systems. It's clever and incredibly damaging.
Experts aren't too optimistic about recovering the rest of the stolen funds, given how close North Korea's system and economy is. There's also another issue. Not all crypto companies are as eager to help as others. Take crypto exchange X, for example. ByBit and other companies are accusing them of failing to stop the criminals from cashing out. In fact, more than $90 million have already been funneled through this exchange.
But there is one big lesson that we as individuals can definitely take from this. It's been said many times before, but do not leave your money on a centralized exchange. It doesn't matter if you trust them, it doesn't matter if it's Binance, Coinbase, any exchange can be hacked at any time. Nothing beats having your money in cold storage. This means using a hardware wallet or similar, and as the saying goes, not your keys, not your coins.
The US trade wars with other countries don't appear to be slowing down. President Donald Trump has implemented tariffs against China, Mexico, and Canada, sparking strong reactions, especially from America's northern neighbor. Canadians may have a reputation for being polite, but when it comes to trade disputes, they're not backing down. In response to the US tariffs, some supermarkets have pulled American goods from their shelves. Now, cafes across Canada are taking a step further, renaming the classic Americano coffee as Canadiano. It's a small but bold statement, proving that even a morning caffeine fix can be a battleground in a trade war. Israel has cut off the electricity it supplies to Gaza. This follows the blockade of humanitarian aid initiated a week ago. The power cuts to the territory, already ravaged by war and where little infrastructure remains, will cripple Gaza's desalination plant that provides drinking water. Tel Aviv wants to pressure Hamas into extending the existing ceasefire and release the remaining hostages. Hamas has labeled the sanctions as blackmail.
Gaza has no food, no water, no aid, and now no electricity. Some important context here. Gaza has two main sources of electricity: the Israeli electric company and the Gaza power plant. The Israeli company has cut off the electricity, and the power plant needs fuel, something of which is cut off from the entire strip. Without electricity, the already devastated healthcare system will further be impacted. Not to mention the fact that many Gazans are taking part in Ramadan, where they are fasting from sunrise to sunset. Now they have nothing.
The African continent experienced a record number of internet shutdowns in 2024. More governments cut off access than in any other year in the past decade. A report by the Internet Rights Group, Access Now, reveals 21 shutdowns across 15 African countries. That number surpasses the previous record of 19 in both 2020 and 2021. Access Now warns that internet access is being increasingly weaponized, restricted, and precarious in the region.
Most digital blackouts in Africa are linked to protests, conflicts, and political instability. Some were imposed during elections. Authorities in Comoros, Guinea-Bissau, and Mauritius joined repeat offenders like Burundi, Ethiopia, Equatorial Guinea, and Kenya. Guinea, Nigeria, Senegal, and Tanzania also made the list. The report also found that militias and non-state actors were also responsible for some shutdowns. Telecommunication providers who follow government orders to shut services are also complicit in restricting internet access.
According to the report, at least 5 shutdowns in Africa had been imposed for more than a year by the end of 2024. Meta remains restricted in Uganda despite negotiations with officials. On the Equatorial Guinean island of Annobon, internet and cell service have been cut following a protest in August. In response to the rising trend, the African Commission on Human and People's Rights passed a landmark resolution in March last year. But internet blackouts across the continent are still on the rise. In the past couple of weeks, AI-generated time travel videos have gone viral on TikTok, transporting users to different historical eras in a first-person experience. 1 minute, you're waking up in ancient Rome. The next, you're building the pyramids or dodging the Black Plague in 14th century London. But now, the question has flipped. What would a time traveler from the future make of the world in 2025? A new wave of TikTok videos imagines just that. Creators step into the role of future travelers visiting the present. They're offering a first-person take on today's biggest challenges like rising prices, climate change, and crime.
That'll be £25.50. What is your biggest fashion ache? Is it skinny jeans?
The next train will arrive in 3 days.
That will be 43.50.
Oi, cunt! You got a lighter?
Okay.
Hi, what can I get for you today?
Smartwatches, weighted blankets, cold rooms, and blackout curtains. What do these items have in common? Sleep. TikTok's latest wellness obsession, sleep maxing, has millions of posts. Netizens have different advices to max out sleeping. Like any other wellness obsessions, it seems to have become a contest about looking good rather than feeling good.
First of all, you already know I got the blue light blocking glasses on. These are red light glasses. These are gonna help protect my circadian rhythm, block out any screens that I might be looking at, such as my phone right now, so I can make you guys this video. I got the red light therapy machine going. This mimics a sunset. It's gonna signal to my brain that it's nighttime. The body's gonna start producing melatonin. We got my little sleep stack right here. 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate every single night. I got a nose strip and some mouth tape for optimal nasal breathing overnight. All of my bedding is completely dialed in. 100% organic cotton sheets, 100% organic cotton pillowcase, 100% organic cotton bed comforter blanket. I got an eye mask. I wear this every single night. Blocks out any lights that might be coming into the room from either outside or within. Helps me stay asleep all night.
From mouth taping to mocktails, people have different methods for achieving good quality sleep. Let's see what a doctor thinks about them.
Sleep maxers recommend getting outside first thing in the morning to get the natural sunlight, or they recommend using a 10,000 lux light box like this if you don't have access to the sun. This one is legit. Bright light can help reset your circadian rhythm. I give this a rating of good. What about taping your mouth at night? So it might reduce snoring and it could improve nasal breathing, but there's just not enough evidence that it works, and it actually could be risky for people to have sleep apnea or other conditions. I'm gonna give this rating a mid. What about the Sleepy Girl mocktail? So from what I've read, this is a mixture of tart cherry juice, magnesium, and then some sort of sparkling water. So magnesium can help with sleep, but it can also cause gastrointestinal issues if you take it at high doses. Plus, drinking fluids right before bed is just generally not a good idea because you're probably gonna have to wake up in the middle of the night to urinate. I give this a rating of a mid plus. Sleep maxers also talk about the importance of exercising early in the day. This gets a rating of perfect. It's 100% free, it boosts your sleep, and it improves your health. Gadgets and supplements are maybe 5% of the equation to get good sleep. The other 95% is having good, consistent, quality sleep hygiene, like managing caffeine, regulating your room temperature, and other bedtime routines.
If you spent any time on the internet, chances are you've come across color analysis. It's been around for decades. There are even best-selling books on it. The concept is often based on seasonal categories, and some people turn to professionals to find their perfect color palette. The roots of it go back to the early 20th century when Swiss painter and art professor Johannes Itten noticed how color harmony could make portraits pop. And now, thanks to social media, it's making a major comeback with a twist: online filters.
Start off with this filter because undertones are so important to finding out your personal color because there are pinkish, neutral, yellowish, and grayish. Then choose individual colors and see which one your eye naturally gravitates towards to, which one makes your skin brighter. This green filter is a good example of what season makes your yellow undertones stand out more. So say, for example, the autumn color. This color is very yellowish, so people with yellow undertones would look great in autumn.
But if you want to skip the filters and go old school, here's how to figure out your skin undertone.
First step is to know if you're cool, warm, or neutral. You're going to do 4 tests. The first one is the vein test. If you have blue and purple veins, that means you are cool. If they are mostly green, that means you're warm. If you have a mix of blue, purple, and green, that means that you are neutral. As you can see, there's a picture of blue veins. You can clearly see that they are blue, and here you can clearly see that they are kind of greenish. If you can figure it out, it helps a lot to compare with friends. The second test is the cream and white t-shirt. You need to do this in front of a window with natural daylight, no makeup on, and with your hair out of your face. If you are warm, you are gonna look better on cream, and if you are cool, you are gonna look better on white. How does your skin react to the sun? If you burn, you're probably cool tone. If you tan, you're probably warm tone. And if you burn but also tan, you're probably neutral. You need to find a foundation that matches your skin tone perfectly and look at the name and how that shade is defined. Usually shades on foundation are defined as white warm, tan warm. If none of this apply, you may have an olive undertone. You can be mistaken as a warm tone because you tan easily, your veins are mostly green, but if you have no redness to your skin and usually foundations don't match you or they look too orange on your skin, you are probably an olive undertone.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.